got Max in studio,
Hi.
guys. Max is here.
Hey.
Well, we're in Midtown, but
Yes.
you're like a Hell's Kitchen guy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Like, how does it feel to be back?
Oh, it's the best. I just love, even today, I was coming to promo and I went to my favorites, Amy's Bread. Shout out Amy's Bread. I've been going since I was a little kid. Just
That's
got
like
some,
right here.
Right here. Went and got some breakfast, walked down the street, walked to my promo. It's been such a unique, wonderful experience being home.
Is it like you've never left in a way, or?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. It's funny. I walked past my high school today. I went to this place, PPAS. It's on 48th. And I walked past, I was like, wow, if only like 15-year-old me could see the difference in feeling walking past this school. So nothing has changed. And then also just how you feel about yourself changes as you go on, you know? So it's my city forever. I love it. I love it.
That's amazing. What's your breakfast order, by the way?
My breakfast order.
Random
I'm a good.
question.
I love a good bacon, egg, and cheese, just a classic, or just like a little quiche sometimes if I'm not feeling that crazy hungry.
Gosh, you
breakfast
were
burrito.
such a New Yorker.
Yeah,
Bacon,
I guess
egg, and
so.
cheese.
I know. I was just saying in another interview how like my loyalty for my local deli, my local bodega has changed because they weren't nice to me in my old spot. I was going there since I was a little kid. I was like, guys, I need some love. And then I started. I just popped into the other one, and they were right away gave me love, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to.
Did they recognize
have to
you?
change. No, which is nice. I kind of like that they, as long as they recognize me in the neighborhood, which is cute.
Aw.
But sometimes they recognize me in some of the spots I go. It's fun.
I feel like New York is weird like that because
Yeah.
even when we do recognize people and big artists like you, it's
Yeah.
like we pretend we don't because we don't want to like not be cool.
Yeah,
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Like,
If
we
I-
don't,
it's
can I get an autograph?
It's so real. I actually had a massage the other day. This is such a random story, but it was just usually I have a radar. I can like kind of detect if somebody knows what's up, we say. And I was getting this massage and didn't clock that this person knew it was up, and she gave me a little spank at the end of the massage. And then afterward, I'm in the lobby and she's like, "Can we get some pictures? We're actually really big fans."
Stop
I
it.
was like, now I
Wait,
know
did
where that
she,
little
like,
spank came from.
spank you on the
that
behind?
was cheeky.
Inappropriate.
That was cheeky, girl. It was a good massage though, so it's all good. I give her love.
I love that.
But I was like, what was that little spank at the end? And then that was the moment. So
Well, you are back with some new music for us, which, by the
Yes.
way, I have to say, like, this is really like odd, but I just love the artwork for the 2 new singles.
why? Thank you.
Like,
I'm
that
glad
was
you
one
do.
of the first things I noticed, like, obviously with the music.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, where did that inspiration come from? And is it going to be part of a bigger picture?
Yes, so I got really inspired. Her name is Sarah Eisman, who's a mutual best friend of Emily and mine, and she's been directing music videos with me for songs like Blueberry Eyes with Sugar BTS. She's been a part of the story forever, and we just really love her. And so she randomly like experimented with hand watercolors on some of the photos we took.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like clearly you,
Yeah.
but not you.
Exactly. And I kind of wanted that. I wanted it to feel like a lot of these are love songs. I want people to just feel like that image is something that maybe is just them. I just wanted to feel like more of the intimacy rather than maybe knowing it's me right away. So it was really nice to experiment with that. Like, how do 2 people blend together? That's sort of the idea with these. So
Beautiful.
both these songs were sort of like these 2 people that watercolors blend them together into one.
So beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
like, I mean, I interviewed you years ago,
Yeah.
so long ago. And from then until now, like, we've gotten to see your relationship evolve. And we've seen so much of like everything. You just put it all out there through your music and everything. Like, do you ever feel like any regrets as far as putting it all on display?
No. And I think a reason for that, I was saying this earlier, that for the song Lights Down Low, I remember that was the first time I really made the decision early in my relationship with Emily to be so open about that story.
And that was your engagement song,
and that was my
right?
engagement song. And that was such a special part of that story that I proposed to her with. And there were some people who didn't want me to be open about that, to be more private about the story. And there's just different visions for artists out there, you know? And at the time, the people that said that to me, I have to live in an authentic way. This is all I can do. You know, I can't lie about it. And so ever since then, it's been really beautiful to be open and then have people relate to it and see real people going through these love songs. Or maybe they never even knew that my wife is in like every video. It's cool that I hope they just feel a warmth or an energy, whether they know the story or not. So it's been beautiful to share it with her. And it makes her feel more a part of this crazy thing that I do with music and stuff, you know, because we just met and she was a nanny and an actress, and then we fell in love, and then she started coming on tour with me, and like
that. And it's we. I mean, listen, like, real life is hard when people have jobs that they're dedicated to, and this is like extra because it takes like every ounce of you, and you have to almost like belong to other people in a weird way.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, the fact that she's included and that we all feel connected to both of you, and now your adorable daughter too. Like,
Thank you.
It's been such a journey for you.
Yeah.
And now the latest song, Strings, I know you
yes.
dedicated to Emily, and it showed up on a billboard in Times Square. Like,
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So didn't realize I've done a lot of love songs for her, but she told me when I found out that the video I made, the lyric video, was me surprising her for our anniversary, and I found out, oh yeah, it's gonna be on a billboard in Times Square in LA. She was like, oh, I've never been on a billboard. This is my first time. And I didn't even realize, like I just assumed throughout this time she must have been. And I was like, wow, okay, well we have to go see it then. And we did, and it was really cool that it actually was a special moment for her. She was like, this is so cool, we're on a billboard. And it reminded me how special that is. Like, you know, so she keeps me humble in realizing how much of a gift it is, each little exciting thing that happens.
I love that you're celebrating these milestones together.
Yeah, it's so special.
It's so great. So tell me about the new music, because you have Strings out. When's the rest of the album coming?
It's coming. I'm almost done. It's coming very soon. I got a couple more songs coming out after Strings for it, and then the album's coming.
Okay, so we have more singles than albums.
Yes.
Do we have a date and an album name?
I know the date and I don't know the name, which is crazy. I know the date. I can't say it yet.
Things slip my mind too all the time too.
But the name is always the hardest part for me. I've only done, this is going to be my third album, but every time I don't know why, but I get the most like anxiety from the name, because how does it encapsulate the whole project, you know? So I think that'll probably come the last. Like it'll be right before I announce it. It'll come.
How is it like compared to naming your daughter?
Way harder than naming my daughter, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Like way harder.
Wow.
The name of my daughter, her name's Edie Celine, and that just came naturally. Thank you. With my wife, and we dedicated to some family members. There was an Eddie in the family, Edie in the family, so that was easier. This is like, how do I create like a new thing that also dedicates to this? So ironically, yeah, hilarious that it's harder than the name of my daughter.
Wow. I always wondered about that, because it's like, you know, these are names that have to last forever.
Yep.
So it's like a lot of pressure.
Yes.
No pressure.
Oh, nothing worse than a bad album name. It kills me. Sometimes like, dang, that album was almost there, but a good album name, it's so special. You could just look at that forever. The merch, everything. If I could see it on a t-shirt, I feel excited about it.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So you worked with Jake and Bozzy on the latest single.
Yeah.
Like, I never realized he was so tall. My gosh. I'm like 5'2". Like, how tall is that guy?
He's 6'7". Yeah.
Wow.
I've said it in like every interview I've done, but it is spectacular. Like he just doesn't appear. People always think I'm going to be taller, and I guess he gets the same. People never think he's going to be as tall as he is. So when we met, we did 3 days for the music video that's coming out, and I went to Houston to shoot it with him because he was on tour, and I looked up his height because we didn't do the song in person. We did it from separate cities. So we had never met, and I looked up and was like, he's 6'7". That must be a typo.
Yeah, that doesn't look real. That doesn't look like real height to me.
It makes sense with him too. He really, it fits him. But then when you look at the video, we did this TikTok of the two of us, and it's just like, we look like different species. It's spectacular.
Can relate.
Such a lovely guy though, and spectacular music. And I'm honored that him and Bozzy lent their gorgeous love song voices to this one.
Wow. Who's like your favorite person you've ever worked with? Because I know you've done a lot of writing too. Like you wrote for BTS, you've worked with Suga. Like have you ever wanted to be in a boy band?
Yeah. I just did the tour of Big Time Rush all summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I clearly there's just like K-pop and boy band. I love pop. I love pop music.
Yeah.
I've always loved NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all that stuff. You know.
You do the choreography?
Oh yeah, that's the only thing. I love dancing, but I'm like really bad with choreo. It takes me so long, so I'm starting to get a little more into it. But yes, of course, watched NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye. I learned all the hand motions. But yeah, no, I don't know. That's such a tough question. I'm bonded with different people in different ways, which is so like Suga, changed my life with those collaborations and getting to learn his Korean verse and singing it with my wife. That's been probably the most surprising collaboration I've ever done.
In that video.
She was actually pregnant in that video, yeah, which was cool.
Which I love, like the blue, like I love that. The visual was just gorgeous. What you did with that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so fun. We had a bathtub full of actual blueberries, like thousands from Costco. They were real. Yeah.
So were you like smushing them?
We were smushing them, and afterward we were like, we don't want to waste all these, so we tried tie-dyeing shirts with all of the blueberries. It didn't turn out that great, but we really tried. We didn't want to be wasteful, so that was fun. But yeah, I would say that the Suga collaboration just like was the most unexpected thing that's ever happened to me. And
like how does something like that even happen?
So naturally, it started with Jungkook, one of the other members of BTS, like sang a song of mine on a live stream like 6 years ago, and I didn't really know BTS then, and it was so I was just like, oh, who's this guy? This is crazy. And then he kept putting songs of mine on his playlists, and I would like tweet about it and say thank you for putting my song in your playlist. And Suga did the same. I went to Korea. I ended up meeting Suga because Jungkook was sick that day, and then we just bonded. It was just me and Suga, and he loves basketball. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. We just like bonded over basketball and music, and it just really was organic, which I think is the only way it can be, you know?
That's so cool. Because I always just figured that maybe your record label's like, hey, let me call my guy. And then, like, I don't know, I just figured that it's, you know, not as organic as you just explained.
It's funny because I've been doing this long enough now where I always thought that was going to be the place, or I thought with like, well, when I get to a certain level, that will be what it is.
I just figured they cart you off to this beautiful, pristine marble studio.
Yeah.
Right? And like you just come in, you put your headphone on, you do your vocals, and then you leave.
Yeah.
But like as I talk to you and like other artists I've talked to, it's like, wow, a lot of people are doing this at home.
Yes.
And they're actually like making things themselves.
Yes.
And sometimes things come off sounding better.
It does.
With that kind of touch.
I still work out of the studio in the back of my parents' place. And
Hell's Kitchen?
Are
they still there?
There's one also in California that they have a spot there too, that I have a studio. And I had it as just like a setup at the time. I didn't have a place out there where I stayed and stuff, so I'd stay with them. And my mom would make these muffins and stuff and like bring them out to the studio and little like charcuterie boards and stuff. And then I just started having like insane artists come to that place. And I started getting nicer studios, but that never felt the same. It was kind of surgical, no energy. So I've done the amount of artists that have been in my garage in my parents' place, and my mom has made muffins for them, is like, it's almost, that's the special thing now. Like these insane, like my friend Keshi on It's You, he just came to my house like the first time we met, and we made that song. And my mom's muffins, we like hung out with my daughter in the front yard, and it was just like, it was so real. And I think that's what hopefully translates into the music. Like you're saying, sometimes it's even better when it's just you feel that it was made in that environment.
And do you think it's because most people have access to their own equipment? Like I mean, not that it would come out good, but I could like make a song on my phone right now. Is it more of an access thing that people are more like home recording? I
guess, sort of. I know there's that amazing artist David, and I saw that he recorded his first big song on his phone in his closet, which is with like his little. It's a spectacular thing now that it really is. And sometimes you feel a different energy from them. I'm like such an energy guy, and sometimes the music has a different energy that you can never replace from like whatever you recorded on a phone instead of the $10,000 mic. Goes both ways. So I feel like, it is interesting that it starts as an access thing, and then it ends up being like Prince had his same soundboard forever. It becomes, I feel like it's more of a superstitious thing. You're just like
even like an extension of your personality.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, totally. I'm super wholesome. So in my parents' house.
Not to be a dork, but like, what's your favorite microphone?
My favorite microphone. Actually, an SM7. I recorded strings on an SM7, which was great. We were same exact situation. I could have recorded on a different mic. We kind of just randomly did it on this, and I was like, I tried on a different mic, and it just didn't have the same energy. So
I love these mics. You know who else likes this mic? Charlie Puth likes this mic.
Charlie Puth loves this mic. Right. Michael Jackson did Thriller on this mic.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think that's the song. I hope people check me if that's wrong. I'm pretty sure Thriller was done on an SM7.
Wow, that is so cool.
Very
Thank you for nerding out.
There you go. I love nerding out.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the best.
Okay, so wait, I forgot if we said the date of the album.
Oh, don't have it yet. Can't reveal it yet.
Okay.
But coming.
Coming
guys.
Soon. I really tried. I tried to trick you.
I do have
it
in my brain, but I'm not quite. I want to get that name. I'm going to get the name of it, and then I'm going to announce all of it at once.
Well, listen, you have been a core artist on my iHeartRadio playlist for like ever, really. Like before I even talked to you the first time, like before we bonded over the Nickelodeon stuff, like it's been a long time. So obviously we're really excited about some new music from you and all the new singles and like just kind of following your life. Like you guys are the most likable people, like real.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Same to you, baby.
Thank you for
it's always a pleasure.
by.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Max,
guys.
everybody.
Much love, baby. Let's go. Yeah.